Hey everybody, Matt here, Hollywood's Garage. Today is part 2 on working on the 6.4 Super Duty. We finally have the proper heater core. There's only 2 to pick from. Of course, I picked the wrong one first. That's just Murphy's Law. So it happens when you order before taking it apart. Either way, here it is. So here's the new one. You can see it's a lot skinnier than the previous one I had. That way it makes room for the supplemental heater that uses I guess 12 volts to help heat up the cab. Here's the old one. The foam and everything matches. So what we're gonna do, see how I have it cut there? We're gonna take the other one out and cut it about 1 inch shorter, so that way there's a bit of, even half an inch, bit of space between this tube and the tube that I left on the truck. We're gonna end up buying new hose, brand new Continental, made in USA hose, both 3/4 inch and 5/8, whatever slips over the tube when I cut fits better is what we'll use. Hopefully no leaks, because I don't want to go back in there after to fix those. Ripping the dash apart again to do that. Not that it's a huge job anymore, it just looks like one. After doing it once, it's not that bad. Okay, so let's start cutting, fit it in there, bolt it in. Then after that, I'll have to get the help of my wife to help me put the dash back in. It's a 2-person job. Getting it out was 1 person. Getting it back on is going to be tricky with trying to get that U-joint, or I should say the steering shaft, lined back up with the steering wheel and the shaft that I unbolted there. Okay guys, let's see what happens. Got the hoses cut. There. Gonna double clamp it up. These are pretty big, but I do have smaller ones. Get up here. Tried to get the clamps that didn't have the worm gear per se. It was more of a solid, but they didn't have my size left, so I guess is what we're stuck with. There, it's nice and tight. FYI, it's 3/4 inch hose is what I needed. I did have some older stuff. That was Gates brand, so it was good. It was just, it was like 6-7 years old. It was only used on my old race car for about, I don't know, 8 months until I put the new engine on it. Then I deleted the heater core function of it. So still good, but I might as well put brand new stuff in. Then we know it should be good for the next, 10-15 years. Squeeze it and make sure you're on the actual fittings. So, okay, let's go see how it looks in the truck. Here we are in the truck. There is my 2 tubes down there. Obviously the light there. I might have to move my actuator here to make room to tighten up the tubes. But first of all, what we should do is loosen up these clamps. That way I can slide them over the tube. So when I slide the tube over the, I guess the rubber over the other end of the tubes, you can just slide them on, be good with it. Got the hoses mounted over there, or say the clamps over the hoses. Slides right on in. Take the sticker off the side. Just melt on anyway. What's holding it up? Is there something down there? Nope, just a tight fit. Kind of door or flap or something. There we go. Bang it in. When in doubt, hit it. Okay, so there's our hoses here. I'm gonna have to make some room here. Might have to take this cap off. So really get in there, get some hoses on, take the actuator off to make room. And that should get us in there. Yeah, the cap is only 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts in a hanger bolt. Should be able to get that off. Got it all in there, as you can see. Hose clamps are all tight. Had to trim the hoses a little shorter to make it easier. Had to spread the 2 bars here a little bit. Hopefully should be fine on all the joints, but it's aluminum, so it's pretty malleable without trying to mess with it too much. So yeah, there we go. It's all in. Clamps are tight. Just got to put this brace back on. and the dash can go on. We are all back together. Got the cover back on the AC condenser, I think it's called. The cover back on covering the heater core and the supplemental heater. Even found a screw to put in that hole that I was missing. It's just a tech screw that I cut the drill bit end off of. Sucks that it's a Robinson head, but hey, she's in there tight now. Make sure you clip these back in. So this post actually has a negative sign on it, so you know that's a negative cable. You can't mess those up unless you just can't read. But hey, I can barely read, and I was able to manage. After that is just hook the dash back up, which like I said is a two-person job, just because of, what if I can get over there, the steering wheel right there, a steering wheel U-joint hanging there. Slide it back into that. You know, it's kind of a two-person job. It only goes on one way. You can see where the bolt indexed in the shaft there. So yeah, and hook up all the wiring harnesses, put the 10 bolts back in, that, you know, hook the dash back up in various places, and then we fill it with coolant and test it, and hopefully we have heat again, because if we don't, I don't know where else to start since I've done everything else. Okay, well, I'll have to get my wife to help me to put it back in, so see you guys then. I already plugged the 2 wiring harnesses that were right behind here into the glove box, into the dash for sliding it on. Yeah, the antenna, we can do that one last. Somehow this is supposed to reach here. I don't think the right one goes there. That one go. There. Probably not going to see much because try there, I guess. In there. All the wiring harnesses back in. I still don't have all the bolts in yet, but like I said, I'd rather see if we have any wiring issues now, anything pinched, started, idle, and stuff like that while we finish up. First of all though, hook up the batteries. See what fries. Just gonna bang that on. Already got the coolant reservoir full, ready to roll. We'll go open up the garage, grab the keys, scanner or my chip back or my gauge back in, have that going. Okay. Key. airbag light, which was on before, and then my brake light, which I don't have the release quite hooked up yet to release it all, but all good so far. Great news. Just went for a test drive. Got that air bubble to pop there. Coolant back down to the same level as that prior. We got full heat now, guys. Full heat. So that's what the issue was. So it was the heater core that was the issue. Now she's good. She's hot. And all the two actuators that I've replaced both work. They switched, they changed temperatures. It's awesome. Overall, that was a great project. Seemed overwhelming taking a dash apart, but it worked out great. Just needs 2 people to help put it on. It went on smooth. Taking it off was easy with 1 person. So yeah, if you guys want any tips or tricks on that, comments, message me. Again, please like, subscribe, turn on the alert notification for the my new posts that are coming out. Catch number 1 on this as well too. It's kind of a backstory on how number 2 went, obviously. So if you have any, we'll see you guys in the next one.